Ever since little 22-month-old Cooper Harris lost his life, his mother, Leanna, has been replaying the events of that fateful hot summer day in her head, minute by minute. It begins with a mad dash getting ready for work.
Do you remember your last moment with Cooper that day?
I'm not a morning person. And of course, as usual, I didn't wake up when I wanted to or needed to. I was getting ready to walk out the door, and I came back and, I told them both bye, and I kissed Cooper. I kissed Cooper goodbye, not knowing that I was literally kissing him goodbye.
"8:30 a.m. Ross loads Cooper into their small SUV. First, a quick stop for breakfast at this Chick-fil-A. Here, surveillance video from that morning shows Ross holding Cooper while they order food. On any other day, Ross would leave the restaurant and turn left at this intersection to drop Cooper off at daycare. But on this hot summer day, Ross drives straight at the intersection towards his office, where he parks and 30 seconds later exits the car. See here as he walks across the parking lot, swipes into his building, and leaves little Cooper behind. More than 6 hours later, Ross leaves work at 4:15 p.m. Here he is, swiping out of his building, casually crossing the parking lot. He gets in the car, seemingly unaware of his son, mere inches from him in the back seat. He drives roughly 1.5 miles before he pulls over and calls out frantically to onlookers.
Tell me exactly what happened.
The guy pulled in the parking lot, and the baby's not breathing, it doesn't look like.
At 4:24 p.m., police rush to the strip mall parking lot where the former 911 dispatcher is in the throes of his own emergency.
This child was possibly left in the vehicle.
Kept saying, "What have I done? What have I done?" Laid him on the ground, started doing CPR, trying to resuscitate him. Apparently the child wasn't responding.
Despite Ross's apparent initial distress, the cops' antennas immediately go up.
I think that's what police were suspicious so quickly because of his behavior at the scene.
Christian Boone covered the story for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
When they arrived, someone else was doing CPR to Cooper. He was talking on the phone to somebody. Officer came up, he yelled at her.
What? Hold on. Hold on, my son died.
Behavior was a little erratic. He was sitting in the back of the squad cart, alternately weeping or very distraught, and then sort of looking around to see. In their mind, they felt like he was putting on a performance, and not a very good one.
One of the officers, the best she could describe it as, was almost like Will Ferrell. One minute he would be yelling, "My boy, my boy."
What have I done? Oh my God! Oh my God! What have I done? Oh boy!
Next minute, he's calm.
Cobb County Assistant District Attorney Chuck Boring says Ross's strange behavior continues in the back of that police car, complaining about everything from the cuffs to, believe it or not, it being too hot in the back seat.
Within a minute or two, you allegedly discovering your son deceased in the back of your car, and you're in the patrol car complaining about how hot it is in the back of the car. That struck police as well.
How would you expect a grieving father who had accidentally placed his child in the back seat and left him there? How would you expect someone in that situation to act?
I think it's fair to say that there's a spectrum of reactions. You can't say one person is going to react a certain way.
And Ross Harris's behavior was out of that spectrum?
It was absolutely outside the norm.
When word spreads of Ross's arrest, an outraged public quickly comes to his defense.
The community thought it was just a horrific tragedy, that it was a horrible accident. I think a lot of people couldn't understand why the police were holding Ross Harris.
And there's a reason why so many came to Ross's defense. After all, it's not all that uncommon for children to die in hot cars.
2-year-old girl dies.
3-year-old died. 8-month-old died.
It happened 39 times just last year. It even has a name, Forgotten Baby Syndrome.
In a hot car.
Hot car.
For 4 hours.
5 hours. For 16 hours.
Really an unspeakable tragedy out here at the shopping mall on Acres Mill Road near Highway 41.
In many cases, these deaths seem to be the cause of a parent in a morning fog, forgetting a daycare drop and that their child is still in the car when they park at work.
Investigators say the mom forgot her daughter was in the car while she went to work.
But police think something more sinister is at play with Ross Harris. Police bring him to Cobb County Police Headquarters to be questioned by detectives, where his behavior continues raising eyebrows.
In the interrogation room, I think I used the term huffing and puffing in there, because you see the beginning of it, he starts to yell.
Oh, God.
He'll start blowing really hard. Then he's just hanging around, looking around. Once the police come in, start talking to him. It's very, matter of fact.
I just watched news reports. There was a news report of a guy who did this, just like me. And now he's an advocate for when you park, you turn around and look again. And I've been doing that because the worst fear for me is to leave my son in a hot car.
After police tell Leanna what has happened, she heads to the station and into the arms of her husband. They are both unaware police are listening and watching this video. How will Leanna explain her behavior towards the man who cost their son his life?
A lot would be made over your reaction. How were you not angry?